In this lesson, we're going to be working with arrays in a little bit more depth. We'll be going over a few of the more common methods available to you when working with arrays. We're not going to cover every possible method that you can use, but we will link the array documentation in case you'd like to browse it. Now let's go ahead and learn how to work with arrays. But first, let's set up some arrays for our examples. So array 1. Now that we have a couple of arrays to work with, let's see how they work. We saw in the last video that we can use the index method to get the index of a value inside of the array. So if we say array1.index 2, it says it's in the position 1. But we can also access the value we want to access in the array passing the index. So we can make array1, we open brackets, then we pass the position index we want to get, and then press enter, and we will get back the value in that position. We also can get the last value in the array by passing the negative number 1, -1. So let's say array1 -1, and we will get the last value that is 3. It also works with the array2. As you can see, if we pass -1, it will return the last item. If I wanted to get just the first item in the array, I could use the first method. This also works. Array1 that first, and it will get back the value in the first position of the array. Also works with array2. And instead of -1, for more clear syntax, we can use the last method. Array1 the last, and it will get back the last item in the array. So now you know that first is the method for get the first item in the array, and last is the method for get the last item in the array. The next method we're going to look at is called the set intersection operator. This will return the same item as in a set. You can find more information about this in the array documentation. So let's see how that works. So here we have array1 and array2. As you can see, none of them have similar items. If we make the set intersections operator array1 symbol array2, we can see that it returns an empty array. But let's create a new array called array3 and add the numbers 2, 3, and 4. Now array3 has 2 and 3 that are similar items with array1 that has 2 and 3 too. Now if we make array1 operator array2 array3, now we get back the similar items without duplicates. The next method we're going to look at is the slice method. The slice method will return an element in the index you specify. We can use the slice method for get the values in more than one index we specify. So array1 slice 1 and 2, and now you can see we got another array with the positions 1 and 2 in the array 1. We also have onShift method. OnShift will put items at the beginning of the array. This also modifies the array. We can see our array now has 2 items in it. And now, as you can see, 2 is in the first place and 1 is in the last place. Let's take a look to our array 1. And now let's say array 1 and shift 2. You can see on shift adds a new item at the beginning of the array. If we want to clear the array, we can use array1 clear, and now the array1 is empty. Finally, let's say we had a multidimensional array. A multidimensional array is just another name for an array that contains another arrays. Let's set one up now. Array 4. So let's say it has 1, 2 at the first position, has another array, and another array. Now we got 1, 2, and 3 arrays inside this array at the last 3 positions. Now let's add another array that has items inside to this array. Array 4 that push, and let's enter A. Now let's see what happened. As you can see, we added a new array with items inside at the last position of this array. But in some cases you want to make this just unidimensional, a single array, so you can use onFlat method or flatten method. Let's say array 4 that flatten, and now you can see the empty arrays were deleted and the array that has values inside was just added as normal items in an unidimensional array. You'll notice it returned a new array, but our original array is still the same. If we wanted to modify the original array, we can add an exclamation point to the flatten method, as we learned in previous lessons. If we want to modify the variable we are working with, you need to add an exclamation point, an explanation point, and the original variable is going to be modified. Now, array 4 has the returned array, and array 4 was modified. And that's all about working with arrays. Just don't forget to take a look to the array documentation for Ruby, and you will find a tons and tons of methods you can use for arrays that will be very useful when making our Ruby programs. In the next lesson, we're gonna learn about sorting and comparison for arrays in Ruby. As always, don't forget to follow me on Bastumlandia on Twitter. Follow us as Race Karate on Twitter too. Follow us on Facebook at Race Karate. Always keep an eye on racekarate.com, where you will find the transcript of this video. And of course, thanks for subscribing to our channel. See you next lesson.